Hello, my dear students of third prep. Today we reached the end of our program, this syllabus, and we are going to have a general and final revision on the whole syllabus. I wish that all of you understand the problems and try to have a pencil and a paper to try to solve the problems with me and to be sure that your answers are correct. We are going to start our final revision by the question complete. If A, 2 and negative 1, B, 5 and 3, then AB equals how many units? To find AB, do you remember the rule? Yes, of course, it is square root 2 minus 5 all to the power of 2 plus negative 1 minus 3 all to the power of 2. So it will be square root 9 plus 16 to obtain a result as 5 units. And here we can say that the length of AB equals 5 units. Another example, sine 60 plus cosine 30 minus tan 60 equals what? Try to plot triangle ABC, right angle triangle, angle of measure 30, another of measure 60. The side opposite to the 30 is half the hypotenuse, so it is 1, hypotenuse 2, and the length of the third side will be square root 3. What about sine 60? Yes, it is opposite over hypotenuse, so it is square root 3 over 2. Plus, what about cosine 30? Adjacent over hypotenuse, so it is plus square root 3 over 2. Minus, what about tan 60? Tan 60 will be opposite over adjacent, so it is square root 3. By using your calculators, you are going to obtain a result as 0. Let us have another example. If the straight line whose equation is x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0 is perpendicular to the straight line whose equation is ax minus 3y plus 7 equals 0, then A equals what? First of all, you know that the slope of the given straight line will be, that's correct, negative A over B, so it is negative 1 over 3. As the straight line is perpendicular, the required line is perpendicular, so we can say that the slope of the required line will be 3. In this case, we can say that 3 equals A over 3, as the negative will be cancelled by the negative. So by making cross multiplication, so A will be 9. Another example, if sine y plus 10 degrees equals half, then y equals what? First of all, you know that as sine y plus 10 equals half, you are going to press shift sine half to obtain a result as 30 degrees. In this case, we can say that y plus 10 equals 30. So y will be 20 degrees. Another example, if x and y are the measures of two complementary angles, where x ratio y equals 1 ratio 2, then sine x plus cosine y equals what? First of all, as x ratio y equals 1 ratio 2, in this case we can say that x equals m and y equals double m, 2m. And as the two angles are complementary, so their sum will be 90. Then m plus 2m equals 90. So 3m equals 90, then m will be 30 degrees. So we can find that angle x is 30 and angle y is 30 times 2, which is equal to 60 degrees. Here we can say that sine x plus cosine y equals 30, 60 degrees, hypotenuse 2, adjacent to the 30 degrees will be square root 3. Then to find sine x plus cosine y, so it is sine 30 plus cosine 60. What about sine 30? It's half. What about cosine 60? It's half. So half plus half equals 1. Another example, if the point 0 and A belongs to the straight line 3x minus 4y plus 12 equals 0, then A equals what? Then, as the point 0 and A belongs to the straight line, so we can say that 0 and A satisfies the line. So we can substitute by x equals 0 and y equals A. Then 3 multiplied by 0 minus 4 multiplied by A plus 12 equals 0. So by collecting like terms, negative 4A plus 12 equals 0. Then negative 4A equals negative 12. And in this case, we can find the value of A as 3. Another example, if the two straight lines kx minus 2y plus 3 equals 0 and 6x plus 3y minus 5 equals 0 are parallel, then k equals what? As the two straight lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. So try to find the slope of the first line, which is denoted by m1, negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So it is negative k over negative 2 to obtain a result as k over 2. What about the slope of the second line? It is denoted by m2. So m2 equals negative coefficient of x, which is negative 6, over coefficient of y, which is 3, to obtain a result as negative 2. What about the two slopes? They are equal as the two straight lines are parallel. So m1 will be equal to m2. In this case, we can say that k over 2 equals negative 2. And here we can say that k equals negative 4. So we can say that k will be negative 4. Another example, if the distance between the 2 points A and 0 and 0 and 1 is 1 unit length, then A equals what? First, try to find the distance between these 2 points. So the distance will be square root A minus 0 all to the power of 2 plus 0 minus 1 all to the power of 2. And this distance will be equal to 1 unit. By squaring both sides of the equation, so we are going to find that A to the power of 2 plus 1 equals 1. Then A to the power of 2 will be equal to 0. And in this case, we can find that A will be equal 0. So the result that A equals 0. Let us have another example. The straight line which passes through the 2 points 1 and y and 3 and 4, its slope is tan 45 degrees, then y equals what? A straight line passing through 2 points, so we can find the slope of this line. And this line will be making an angle of measure 45 degrees, so the slope will be tan 45. So we can say that m, which is the slope, equals 4 minus y over 3 minus 1, which is equal to tan 45. Then we can say that 4 minus y over 2 equals, what about tan 45? It's 1. By making cross multiplication, we can say that 4 minus y equals 2. And in this case, we can say that y equals 2. So the value of y will be 2. Another example, the distance between the point 4 and negative 3 and the x-axis equals how many units? First of all, try to plot it graphically. You are going to notice that the point will be That's correct. 3 parts apart from the x-axis and 4 parts apart from the y-axis. So the distance between this point and the x-axis will be 3 units. Another example, AB is diameter of circle M. If B 8 and 11, M 5 and 7, find first of all coordinates of the point A, second the length of the radius of the circle, and finally the equation of the perpendicular straight line to AB from the point B. First of all, you know that a circle center M 5 and 7 and AB is a diameter of 8 where B is 8 and 11. Now you are going to notice that if the point A is X and Y and AB is a diameter, so we can say that M is the midpoint of AB. Then 5 and 7 equals the midpoint of A and B, so it is equal to X plus 8 over 2 and Y plus 11 over 2. Then 5 equals X plus 8 over 2, and by making cross multiplication, so X plus 8 equals 10. Then the value of X will be 2. By the same way, 7 equals Y plus 11 over 2, so Y plus 11 equals 14. And in this case, we can say that Y equals 3. So what about the point A? It will be 2 and 3. Then what about the radius, the length of the radius? Yes, the radius will be either MA or MB. I prefer using MB as you may find the coordinates of the point A incorrect. So try to find the radius from MB as they are the 2 given points. So MB equals square root, that's correct, 8 minus 5 all to the power of 2 plus 11 minus 7 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as root 9 plus 16, which is equal to 5 units. And here we can say that the length of the radius will be 5 units. Then what about the equation of the straight line AB? Yes, perpendicular on AB. First of all, can you find the slope of AB? Of course, yes. Slope of AB will be 11 minus 3 over 8 minus 2 to obtain a result as 8 over 6, which is equal to 4 over 3. So what about the slope of the required line? It is the line perpendicular to it at the point B. So the slope of the required line will be negative 3 over 4. So we can say that the equation of the straight line is y equals negative 3 over 4x plus c. By substituting with the point 8 and 11, then 11 equals negative 3 over 4 times 8. Yes, that's correct. Negative 3 over 4 times 8 plus c. So 11 equals negative 6 plus c. Can you find the value of c? Of course, yes, it will be 17. Then the equation of the straight line will be y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 17. A straight line, its slope is half, intersects a positive part of the y-axis of length 2 units. Find the equation of this straight line and then find the intersection point with the y-axis. First of all, to find the equation of the straight line, you know that y equals mx plus c. So y equals half x plus 2, as the slope is half and cuts 2 parts from the y-axis. Then what about the straight line? The straight line intersects the y-axis at a point 0 and a. As the point is lying on the y-axis, so the value of x will be 0. Then by substituting, a equals half times 0 plus 2. And in this case, we can find that the value of a will be 2. Then the point of intersection with the y-axis will be, that's correct, 0 and 2. Let us have another example. If the two equations of the two straight lines L1 and L2 respectively are 2x minus 3y plus a equals 0 and 3x plus by minus 6 equals 0, find the value of b, which makes L1 parallel to L2. Number 2, value of b, which makes the two lines L1 and L2 perpendicular. Then finally, if the point 1 and 3 lies on L1, so find the value of a. First of all, to make the two lines parallel, then try to find their slopes first. So slope of L1 equals M1 equals negative 2 over negative 3, which is equal to 2 over 3. What about slope of L2? Yes, it will be denoted by M2, and it is equal to negative 3 over b. As the two straight lines L1 and L2 are parallel, then their slopes will be equal. So 2 over 3 equals negative 3 over b. By making cross multiplication, you are going to find that the value of b will be negative 9 over 2. And this is the answer of number 1. Then, what about number 2? The two lines must be perpendicular. So as the two lines are perpendicular, then the product of their slopes is negative 1. So 2 over 3 multiplied by negative 3 over b equals negative 1. Then by dividing both sides by 2 over 3, you are going to obtain negative 3 over b equals negative 3 over 2. By making cross multiplication, you are going to find that the value of b equals 2. And this is going to be the required 2, the second required. What about the third required? The point 1 and 3 lies on L1. So as 1 and 3 belongs to L1, we can substitute. So it is 2 multiplied by 1 minus 3 multiplied by 3 plus a equals 0. Then negative 7 plus a equals 0. Then the value of a will be 7. Prove that sine to the power of 3 30 degrees equals 9 cosine power 3 60 degrees minus 10 square 45 degrees. At the very beginning, we are going to plot the triangle 30 60 and 45 45. 45 45 means 1 1 and square root 2. The 30 60 triangle will be 1 2 and square root 3. Now try to find sine to the power of 3 30 degrees. Sine 30, what about sine 30? It's half. So it is half to the power of 3 to obtain a result as 1 over 8. What about the other side? 9 cosine power 3 60 degrees minus 10 square 45 degrees equals what? It is equal to 9 multiplied by, what about cosine 60? It is 1 over 2, then it is all to the power of 3. Minus, what about 10 45? It's 1, all to the power of 2. To obtain a result as 9 over 8 minus 1, which is equal to 1 over 8. Then both sides are 1 over 8, so we can say that sine to the power of 330 equals 9 cosine power 3 60 minus 10 power 2 45. Let us have another example. If the distance between the 2 points a and 7 and 3a minus 1 and negative 5 equals 13, find the value of a. Yes, you know the distance between the points. So try to find the rule of the distance, which is equal to square root 3a minus 1 minus a all to the power of 2 plus negative 5 minus 7 all to the power of 2. And this is going to be equal 13, as the distance between the 2 points equal 13. And collecting like terms, it is square root 2a minus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 144. By squaring both sides of the equation, so we are going to find that 2a minus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 144 equals 169. Then 2a minus 1 all to the power of 2 equals 25. By taking square root for both sides, you are going to find that 2a minus 1 equals positive or negative 5. First of all, we are going to take 2a minus 1 equals 5 and try to find the value of a. So 2a equals 6 and finally a equals 3. Then what about 2a minus 1 equals negative 5? Yes, 2a minus 1 will be negative 5, then 2a will be negative 4. And in this case, we can say that the value of a is negative 2. Another example, prove that 6 and 0, 2 and negative 4, C, negative 4 and 2 are vertices of right angle triangle at B, and find its area. First of all, you can prove that the triangle is right angle triangle by two methods, either the slope or the length. So we are going to find AB to the power of 2. We are going to find it by the distance. AB power 2 equals 6 minus 2 to the power of 2 plus 0 minus negative 4 to the power of 2. So it is 16 plus 16 equals 32. What about BC power 2? Of course, it is 2 minus negative 4 to the power of 2 plus negative 4 minus 2 to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 36 plus 36, which is equal to 72. What about AC power 2? It is equal to 6 minus negative 4 to the power of 2 plus 0 minus 2 to the power of 2, which is equal to 100 plus 4 equals 104. So AB to the power of 2 plus BC to the power of 2 equals, that's correct, AC to the power of 2, as their sum will be 104. So we can say that ABC is right angle triangle at B. What about the area of triangle? It's half multiplied by base multiplied by height. So we can say that it is half multiplied AB multiplied by BC. What about their length? Yes, it is half multiplied by root 32 multiplied by root 72 to obtain a result as 24 squared units. Another example, XYZ is right angle triangle at Z. XY equals 25, YZ equals 24 centimeters, and XZ equals 7 centimeters. Find sine X plus sine Y. First of all, you have to plot triangle XYZ, which is right angle triangle at Z. What about the length of XY? It's 25. What about the length of YZ? It's 24. What about the length of XZ? It is 7. So we can find sine X plus sine Y. How? What about sine X? It's opposite over hypotenuse. So it is 24 over 25. Plus sine Y. What about sine Y? Opposite over hypotenuse. So it is 7 over 25. By adding these two fractions together, you are going to obtain a result as 31 over 25. Let us have another example. ABCD is a trapezium in which AD parallel BC. Measure angle B equals 90 degrees. AB equals 3 centimeters, AD equals 6 centimeters, and BC equals 10 centimeters. Prove that cosine angle DCB minus tan angle ACB equals half. First of all, we must plot the trapezium ABCD and try to draw DE perpendicular on BC. Then, what about AD and BE? They are equal. So we can say that AD equals BE equals 6 centimeters. In this case, you can find the length of EC. What about EC? It is 10 minus 6 equals 4 centimeters. Then, do you notice what about the length of AB and DE? They are equal. So AB equals DE equals 3 centimeters. Then, in triangle DCE, can you find the length of DC? Of course, yes. How? By using Pythagoras theorem. So DC to the power of 2 equals DE to the power of 2 plus EC to the power of 2, which is equal to 3 to the power of 2 plus 4 to the power of 2 equals 25. Can you find now the length of DC? Yes, DC will be 5 centimeters. Then what about cosine angle DCB minus tan angle ACB? Try to look carefully at angle DCB. This angle is in triangle DCE, so its cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is equal to 4 over 5. Minus, what about tan angle ACB? Try to join ACB as given in the figure in front of you. What about angle ACB? What about its tan? It's opposite over adjacent, so it is 3 over 10. Then by subtracting, you are going to find that the result will be 5 over 10, which is going to be half. By the end of this example, we reached the end of our program this year, and I wish all of you the best of luck in your exams and a nice holiday. Bye-bye.